Okay, I'm going to do an unusual for me mid-week video. And in this video, we're going to start off as we always do with what I carried today, which is my large 21 inch Singo Sabenza, Chris Reeve Sabenza. Picked this one up used. You can see it's just buttery smooth. Just can't go wrong with the Sabenza. I haven't done a follow-up video to this. I'll get around to it, but this video is not about this knife. Let's roll the intro and find out what we're going to talk about. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet because there's not much to tell. I got this knife in on Saturday, which if you follow my Instagram, you'll know when I got this knife. I post a lot of stuff on my Instagram more frequently than I do here on my YouTube channel. So if you don't know what my Instagram feed name is, I'll include it in see, this is why I don't do videos in the middle of the week, because I'm totally burnt out once I get out of work. I'll include it down below. But anyway, the knife. This knife is a Spyderco Shaman. I got it from DLT Trading. Excellent customer service. I got it on Saturday. Noticed it was incredibly tight. Worked it, talked to some people. They said it was pretty normal. Woke up. Well, actually, I got it Friday. I opened it up I got it Saturday, and then on Sunday I was going to go out and I was going to carry it, but I couldn't stand how tight it was anymore. So I said I'm going to go ahead and adjust the knife. So I twisted it to the left, maybe an eighth of a turn, just enough to break the Loctite loose. That seemed to make it a little bit better, but then it had vertical and horizontal lock play or blade play. So I wasn't too happy with that. I put the knife down, walked away from it, kind of one of those things. You know how it is, guys. I came back to it. I felt it again. I said, yeah, there's definitely blade play there. So I tightened it up some, and I still felt the blade play, but I had to go. So I just left the house, did what I had to do, whatever. Well, yesterday I had some time in the evening, and luckily DLT stays open pretty late compared to where I live. So I called them up. I spoke with Hammer, which this is probably the second, maybe third time I've spoken with Hammer in the past month or so. Always polite, always easy to speak with, just great customer service. I told him what my concerns were. He asked me, he said, well, yeah, if you back the screw out 2 turns or so, there will be blade play, so on and so forth. I said, no, sir, I backed it out just an eighth of a turn, just enough for the whatever thread sealant was in here to break loose. And then there was some blade play. And I was calling just to ask him, had you heard that complaint? Am I imagining this? Is there something that I'm overlooking? That kind of thing. He said he hadn't heard of that before. So that kind of made me go, uh-oh. So at the end of the conversation, long story short, he ended up just suggesting that I send it in. I said, no problem. He gave me an RMA number. I took all the information down. We hung up the phone, and I was good to go. So I'll kind of tell you a little bit about the knife because obviously I'm going to send it back. Overall, I'm interested in carrying the knife and kind of seeing how it grows on me. I can see this being kind of a fill-in for my Striders when I don't want to carry a Strider, because it is a heavy-duty knife, but it does have the compression lock, which is kind of unique to Spyderco. The one thing that definitely makes me think twice about the knife is you can kind of see here my middle finger, or not my middle finger, the next to my middle finger hits right on the middle of that hump. And I know most people might not choke up like this, but even if I carry a Strider, if you notice in any of my pictures or any of the videos I do on here on the Strider, I always choke up. That's just how I prefer to hold the knife. So that feels a little bit uncomfortable to me, but I haven't carried the knife but one day, so I can't really comment on that a whole lot. So luckily, I'm fortunate enough that I can keep this knife around at least for a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and RMA it, send it in. Now, what I have noticed is that putting the knife down for a few days, or yeah, I guess a couple of days. I put it down Sunday evening, and I didn't pick it up until tonight. So Sunday to Tuesday. When I picked it up tonight, the blade play didn't feel as bad, but it's still there. So for a $150 knife, I'm going to go ahead and send it back and exchange it since I've already done all the paperwork and everything like that. And Hammer is already expecting the RMA to come back. So the RMA process with DLT is that you have to pay to ship the knife back to them. They used to have a 15% restocking fee. They no longer have that 15% restocking fee. However, like I said, you do have to cover the shipping to them. The knife needs to be in like new condition. You need to include the RMA number on the outside of the box. You need to include a copy of the original receipt. And they say on that receipt, you need to write why you're sending the knife back. I typed up a separate letter to include with it. So you send it in, they look it over. I guess as long as it looks like you haven't, beat it up or anything like that, ground half the blade off, they either will exchange the knife, give you store credit, or refund your money. So I chose the replacement knife. So I'm hoping that within the next week or so, I get another Shaman back, and I'm hoping that it's in good condition. Hammer did tell me in the phone conversation to go ahead and include any notes that I would like for them to look at the knife for, anything I would like them to look at the knife for before they send it out to me. So I did include in there, I hate being that guy, but I did include in there to check the knife out for horizontal and vertical blade play before they send it out to me. So I'll report back. I'll let you guys know what happens once I get the knife back, when I get the knife back. But I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Thank you.